We've all seen trusses, as we go across the Ohio River, or, trusses. We might be sitting up in like an arena and looking at the roof, and we see trusses. And trusses really are just a big type of beam. But they're a special type of beam in the fact that there's a lot of different orientations or configuration of trusses. But basically, no matter what truss you have, okay, it's going to basically be made up of a series of triangles. It's going to be made up of a series of members, which more times than not will form overall a geometric shape, which would be a bunch of triangles. That's because a triangle is a very stable shape, okay? But as far as the trusses go, you have your members, and then your members will frame together at points, and the points we refer to as joints. Now again, in class here, we'll just draw a truss sort of like that, but you can go out, like I said, if you're ever looking at a bridge, you're looking at the roof trusses in an arena, you'll actually see, if it's a steel type truss, you'll actually see big panels or big plates here, and they'll bolt these members together pretty significantly, between two plates, okay? So, but even in like more lightly loaded structures, like houses, your roof and whatnot, it's going to be a wooden truss more often than not. And they have little plates that they, again, they have the 2x4s or the 2x6s joined together, and then they have the plates that are sort of just, the little anchor plates that are pressed into the wood that sort of hold them together. All right? So, but on the board and whatnot, this is going to be how we represent a truss. The members are, drawn as such. The joints are where the members come together. Okay? Now the important thing about the truss, as we're doing our analysis, is we're really trying to find two things. Okay? We're trying, number one, to find the member force. And what I mean by that is, if this is member AB here, okay, we would like to know what the force is in member AB when I have a certain load on this truss. I want to know if AB has 100 pounds of force on it, or I want to know if it has 1,000,000 pounds of force on it. Because ultimately, I'd like to design my member AB that's going to go inside that truss. You might never have thought about this, but if you're driving over a bridge, you'll look at some members and they're real big and stocky. And you might look at other members and they're, real thin and slender. Well, why? Well, possibly because one member has a lot of force in it and the other member doesn't. Okay? Well, we'd like to be able to determine what the member force is for all my members in a truss. That's the only way we're going to design those members, is if I know what the member force is. The second thing that I'd like to do is I'd like to be able to determine the type of force. Okay? And here's what I mean by that. All the members in a truss, in a idealized truss, a perfect truss, all the members are what they refer to as two force members. Okay? And by two force members, that simply means that our members are either in tension or compression. And so I'd like to know that too. I'd also like to know the type of force that is acting on a member in a truss under a given set of loads. Okay? Again, we want to know if it's tension or compression because, my members, when I get into structural design, will be different based on whether it's tension or compression. I mean, I could have a tension member made out of a cable, couldn't I? I mean, or a rope even. I mean, a rope's pretty good in tension, right? The rope's not going to be too good in compression. So again, if you ever drive through a truss or look at a truss, you might see some members be slender members, narrow members, skinny members. Those, it might indicate that those are tension members, because if they were compression members, they wouldn't work so well. Okay, so again, we're after two things: member force, how big is the force I have on it, and then the type of force, whether it's tension or compression. Now, along with type of force, the one thing that I tell you is it's not unheard of to analyze a truss and find out that a certain member here or there has zero force on it. Okay? So don't be totally freaked out if you're doing a truss analysis and you find a member that has zero force on it. Okay? That just means it has zero force under that particular set of loads. Okay? So that's not, not unheard of. So don't get all, worried if you should come across a case where one member has no force in it. All right? But we're after member force, how big that member force is, and then the type of force, whether it's tension or compression.